Hello and welcome to another video. So this is the Mysteria burn deck. This has been widely improved compared to the other Mysteria burn deck I showed off about a week or so ago. Of course, I have got 3 of the new gold. I did pull at least one of them and then just made up the couple extra because that's all I was really short on to make this version of Mysteria burn. Quite a fun deck. I actually have had a lot of fun with it. It's a very interesting one and seems to do quite well. So we're going to take a look at it and give it a go. So, starting us off is a dragon, so not too surprising. Dragon and Portal being top 2 decks in rotation currently, alongside Tenko Haven. For win rates and playability wise, they seem to be topping pretty consistently. But we start off with a pretty okay hand. It's actually not a bad one. I do find that Abomination is a little bit of a tricky card to get to go off. You very rarely get it to go completely off the train. Most of the time Abomination is much better as a kind of 3-drop 6/6 body, and then you just use an evo point on it, especially if you're going second to get 6 damage to the face. Really good for that. That's probably where you're going to get most of your advantage out of Abomination, so definitely would recommend running 3 of it. I only currently have 2. I couldn't really bother making a 3rd Abomination, but you can quite easily run it, so I would definitely give it a shot. Everything else in this deck actually feels okay. I probably should have actually went for the Mysterian Knowledge play, but I did decide just to throw the Abomination to the board because I felt Abomination was worthwhile considering I was going second. And of course our opponent gets a nice ward up, which is a fairly big disadvantage. I definitely should have went for Mysterian Knowledge first, try and go for Missile. Luckily we didn't really get Missile anyway, so it wasn't a big help.
This one is for extra credit.
Then we could have went for the 6 damage to face and really got some nice damage in early. True Dragon. A card that isn't really a big problem for us right now. It's only going to have 1, which is reasonable, and pinging a little bit of damage to our face isn't an issue at all. So we get a chance to go for the Mysterian Circle and the Mysterian Grimoire just to draw some cards, as you don't run too many spells in this deck to begin with, so Grimoire is actually a nice draw card. And it will also boost the golds, spell boosting them down effectively. So leaving up the 7/1, not a bad choice, honestly. Getting that 6 damage to face was more important. Poseidon, early game, not doing too much work for them. It's good for us. Of course, they are going to get a fairly decent run here. They're definitely putting us close to a dangerous spot, but with this Master Mage Levi, we're actually going to completely wipe their board, get a draw, be able to go face for 9 damage this turn, and be pretty set next turn as well. As we do have the Cagliostro going into turn 8, all we really would need to do is drop Worm or drop the Miss Linda, and we should be fine. Luckily they ended up conceding anyway, obviously not having a way to deal with what we had, which is good for us. So Mysteria burn is a rather fast deck, it's not a big surprise, and we are going up against Portal this time, a match that I didn't quite enjoy much because it was extremely close and very luck orientated, but I mean, it's a card game, luck plays a huge factor in every matchup, so it's not a surprise. So we start off with what I would consider a pretty good hand. Double Mysterian Knowledge is okay, it's definitely going to be hard to kill off Portal for the most part, as they do just have such good value cards. No turn 1, which is pretty normal, so I mean we basically get our free turn 1 play in a nice setup. And a Flower Doll, not a big issue. We get a chance to play Abomination, we already have double Missile. We are going first, which means this Abomination's a little trickier. Ardent Sniper, there we go, so the Silver. They're going to get their early Sylvia play. Not so great for us, but it gave us a chance to remove their board pretty well. Now we see in the Puppets. Not what I expected, but I guess it works in their favour. So we get a chance to play our Mysterian Founder on an empty board. I mean, you got to take those chances when you can get them. Founder is a big key card in this deck and really helps you reach those lethals that you want. So there is the Green Gunsmith. Not a fun card to have to fight in this match, as they're going to fairly easily remove this. Again, we do have a couple of Mysterian Missiles, which are going to work in our favour relatively well. Especially since we can use them pretty consistently. So I go for the draw, favouring that over anything else right now. Mainly because I felt like we were just going to start running out of cards. Did he go for Spinaria, Keeper of Enigmas? They're also probably going to throw an Evolve on this. Gunpowder Gal. Super Mega Ultra Poopy Head. That's one way to say it. So Mysterium Founder is really solid. It gives us another boost, which is great. That puts us at a really nice number. Of course, we had to take a little bit of damage. I kind of expected that, which is why I set up this Founder the way I did. It was going to be enough to absorb the damage fairly well anyway. And we went face pretty easily.
The battlefield belongs to humanity.
You won't have time to pray.
Parculus, not really a problem.
Destruction.
And Silver, alright, another one. So they are getting double pings now. That's where things become a lot more dangerous, especially when we're only at 7 health. And really, only Master Mage was going to be our good play. It's a little disappointing, but it was our only decent one. Definitely should have played the Mysteria 2-drop there. I don't know why I didn't. Probably just clicked N too early. I really wish I had have played it. It would have helped us tremendously when it comes to damage. At least we get a chance to use our Cagliostro here. A nice Evo. Get us our points back. And just a nice comfortable way to get some more damage to the face. I mean, they 5 damage alone, so really setting up that lethal as easily as we can. So another Loco. That on its own is going to be lethal thanks to Arsmungus. Like, we play the Cagliostro, we evolve, we actually end up with 4 play points thanks to its effect. We're going to have the Arsmunga for 5, and we're going to have Mysterian Missile to clean up a nice 3, and one of these teddy bears is more than enough to finish this game. As long as I played them in the right order, it wasn't going to be a problem. We would have died pretty easily if they had have had some puppets set up with Noah last turn, but, I mean, this did fairly well for us. This deck is overall just a lot of fun. If you're looking for something different from Rune, I would highly recommend playing this, as it is just that little bit different that you can really enjoy. I mean, Chimera decks and D-Shift decks and all those are very similar. Even Daria and stuff use a very similar spell boost engine. Dirt Rune just isn't as strong as it used to be in the rotation format. There is still unlimited variants, but as far as Mysteria goes, it is just more of a unique archetype for Rune, which is really nice to play. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button and subscribe. You'll find the deck list to this deck in the description below, and I'll catch you guys next time. See ya.